really an amazing talent, huh?
Ed Sullivan knew what he was talking about. Roberta Peters was an amazing talent then, at 20. She is still an amazing talent now, at 55.
I find that the enthusiasm and the joy and the love of what you do, what I do, is, I get paid for that. You know, I can't believe it. I mean, I really do, because I love it so much. It's the only thing, as I say to my husband, it's the only thing I really know how to do. I'm not a great cook, I'm not this, I'm not that, but I do love to sing.
Roberta Peters is now celebrating her 35th year as a leading star with the Metropolitan Opera, an unprecedented and remarkable feat for a coloratura soprano. Coloraturas perform the vocal acrobatics of opera, the risky, high-wire trills and runs that, when they work, tingle your spine. Roberta Peters has sung more than 500 leading performances at the Met, but that's been just the base of the iceberg. The more visible part of her career has been on tour across America in recitals and musical comedies, and on the national stage of television. She appeared on the popular Ed Sullivan Show a record 65 times.
Opera is still my first love, has always been my first love. But I enjoy the variety of my career, the ability to do other things, to be able to do a drama on television. I did Medical Center a few years ago, and we're now negotiating and working on perhaps some other things I can do.
She did an episode of One Life to Live, a daytime soap opera in 1982.
Hi, everybody.
And Captain Kangaroo.
Hi, Captain.
Hi, Roberta.
And, of course, the inevitable American Express commercial.
Taxi!
In addition to all of that, she travels almost constantly. She gives an average of 40 recitals a year.
And I've learned over the years that I've got to get to a place at least a day before, sometimes a day and a half to 2 days before, so that I get my rest, so that I get my full rehearsal in. The day of the performance, I do very little.
Singing with agility and accuracy is a difficult task, even for Roberta Peters.
You can't always be, we're not machines. You can't always be the same every single day. Some days you feel better, some days you don't, but you have to try and keep up that practice. It's only two little muscles here, which we have, and it has to look very easy, right? I sort of liken it to a bullfighter. There's a great deal of risk, but it has to look very easy. It has to look very, as if nothing is happening.
Miss Peters and flutist James Galway were rehearsing for their performance celebrating the Buffalo Philharmonic's 50th anniversary. The preparation paid off. actual performance was flawless.
It must be the most extraordinary thing to get on the stage, open your mouth, and music comes out of your own body.
Yes, Eugene, I work at it. I have to. And each year it gets harder.
Now, if you want to get up here, and I'm going to hand you my economics books, which go right up here. Now, wait,
Miss Peters and her husband, a real estate investor, have lived in the New York suburb of Scarsdale for nearly 30 years. It is not many miles from the neighborhood in the Bronx where she grew up. She was Roberta Peterman then.
Is this where you went to school?
Oh, yes, this is it. Living across the street was great. I just look out the window, jump into my clothes, and be there right as the bell rang. So,
Were you a serious student?
No, I can't say I was. I didn't care for school, so that when I was
Precocious and beautiful, Roberta Peterman was permanently excused from school at the age of 12. Her education was entrusted to her singing coach, William Herman.
This teacher I stayed with until he, couldn't teach anymore, really, which was over 12 years. So from the age of almost 13 till certainly when I made the Met, which was 7 years later, I had the most unusual education. I have no diplomas. I never finished high school. Certainly never went to college. I was not with my peers. I never went to proms. I missed out on a lot of that, and that may be the reason, who knows, why there were some mistakes made later in my personal life.
At the age of 23, she was married to Robert Merrill, the dashing baritone of the Met. They lived together for only 2 weeks. They were together again at a party given by the Met to honor Miss Peters' 35 years there.
Yes, oh, please, of course. Just tell me where to go.
The Metropolitan Opera Association pays tribute to Roberta Peters in celebration of her 35 years with the Metropolitan Opera.
Oh, that's extraordinary, really.
What's it all about for Roberta Peters after all these years of singing?
This is the shul, yes, and I remember it as
She explained, while standing in front of the building that housed the shul where her family worshipped half a century ago.
And today, you know, the world's become such a terrible place, such a difficult, I shouldn't say terrible, such a difficult place. We hear so much about bombings and killings, and I think bringing art, whatever it is, seeing an exquisite picture or learning about music or hearing a great pianist or a great flutist like yourself or whatever it is, it's uplifting, and I think that's what we try to do, and we don't try to do it only for the people. We do it for ourselves because I think we love what we do so much.